Set this shit up right now. Alright, my friends. This is once again Lucas the Dukas. Things are falling. Alright, how's everybody doing? This is Lucas the Dukas, and I am once again coming at you with a face cam. It's been about 3 or 4 months since I hit you guys with such an epiphany of a face of this caliber. And that's not a compliment to myself either, so let's put that out of the way first. You guys, we have made it so far. We are finally to 5,000 subscribers. Every time there's a monumental occasion on this channel, either I'm getting in trouble or someone's getting in trouble. We gotta get on the face cam, we gotta point it out. No one is in trouble this time, but you know, Bear might as well be in trouble. He's in trouble like all the time. We need to congratulate you all for all of your hard work and all of the beautiful ships that everybody has been recommending me. Just a plethora of just gifted content creators in this game, you guys. So Space Engineers is one of a kind. I've said that from the get-go, you guys. So if you are on the border about buying this game, I don't know anybody who's watching my videos who doesn't own this game. But if you do not own this game, you better buy that shit because you run out of time. Well, you're not running out of time, but you should really buy it though. Once again, you guys, I'd like to thank you for checking out my channel. I'm gonna let Future Luke tell you what we're doing in this episode. I don't know if it's a survival episode or a showcase of some kind, but Future Luke will let you know, I assume. This is Luke the Duke, and good night, and good luck.
Hello, Roy. I flew to Moraine with our first load. Managing the load compartment takes bribes. So I gave them a deposit for ... So yes, you guys, this is the very impressive Spaceport TELOREYN. This is actually just the starting little room. You actually start in this little chair right here. Just an incredible amount of detail packed into this place. So I'd like to start off by saying just the amount of like little objects in this place. Very interesting. So we have little tiny like workman's type devices that really don't serve much of a purpose besides adding in an extra level of detail to this place. So yes, just beautiful little yellow forklifts. As you can see here, just a lot of inspiration in this place. So things that I really wouldn't have thought of. So Let's take out our... I'm actually wondering what this is. Let's take out our welder, see what he used to make this little... So it's like some wheels, remote control block, so just sort of like a circular table type design. Just an incredible amount of detail. These little like weird objects that don't really serve much of a purpose, but just add in just an excellent amount of further detail into this place. So this actually isn't the spaceport, my friends. This is just a little cave that you start in that is somewhat near the spaceport. As you can see, we have some like Star Wars kind of speedster designs right here. Mostly incomplete. Most of the ships here are incomplete, need to be rebuilt or just continued to be built because they weren't fully constructed by the time people had to evacuate the colony. So there's actually quite a bit of backstory behind this place. So if you guys are interested in the sort of the lore behind this spaceport, I definitely suggest checking out the Steam workshop link that I'll leave in the description. A couple paragraphs of backstory, so it's actually a quite interesting read. So as you can see here, you don't really start at the spaceport, so you actually have to walk. You have to walk yourself to the spaceport. It really gives you an idea of the scale of the planet you're on, and sort of just like your desolate, sort of trapped in the desert kind of feel. So as you can see right here, we have sort of a crashed little ship that, you know, you get some gyroscopes popping out, sort of like half constructed right here. So as you can imagine, this ship has probably crashed down here. A little bit of a sneak peek at the spaceport down there. Pretty much your main, if you were to, you know, put a video game together and you'd want people to enter about right here so they could get a very good view. Their first view of the spaceport could be a very impressive one. So as you guys can see, the spaceport is within a giant canyon on the planet Mars. So as you can see, we have ships that are sort of scattered across the canyon floor here and sort of the outskirts of the spaceport itself. We have this very cool sort of half-complete, you know, rocket battery ship. A lot of light armor, but it's sort of like halfway within the voxel, and this is actually a new update that allows you to actually place ships in the voxel. It came out a couple months ago, so it makes it a lot easier to sort of construct these like sort of destroyed half-complete ships that are, you know, just sort of add into an extra level of detail for whatever scenario you are putting together. So we're going to jump down here, my friends, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff here, so I have no idea where we're going to start. In the intro, this is where we started, the emergency data center, and that was me fighting off Bear. We were trying to put together sort of like a scary scenario where I entered in here, and he was actually hiding here, waiting to kill me. So yes, my friends, here would be the emergency data center. A very nice blue, crisp design on the ceiling. A lot of cargo containers, so this place, as I said, just an incredible amount of detail with these little, like... I like you can push them all, too. So, like, a vast majority of these little creations that Arturo, the creator of the spaceport, has made, they can all be pushed, and, you know, as I said, there isn't really much of a purpose for them. They look incredibly detailed, and they just add in just a lot more fun. So I can imagine one of my buddies, like, sitting on top of here, or maybe pushing a ship that's on here. Very, very cool. So we got a bunch of cargo containers, a very inadequate sort of starting room. There's no assemblers or refineries in here, but there is some oxygen tanks and some vents, so if you wanted to fully pressurize this starting room, you are very capable of doing that. So yes, this would be the emergency data center. There's a little top room up here. Really not much going on up here, but just, you know, just a little bit of some flight seats, and maybe you could look upon all of the peasants working here and, you know, order them around and tell them, get on the forklift and forklift some stuff around. I have no idea, you guys, but so this would be the emergency data center, Danish center. Let's take a good walk around this place. As you can see, we have a little bit of a tug ship right here, sort of towing some essential components, maybe a little bit of cargo containers, and it looks to be, what is that? Looks to be an oxygen tank, so maybe a mobile oxygen depository. So for our first little stop, let's stop by the landing platform B. Just an incredible amount of detail in this place. So what this really reminds me of is sort of a scenario. So just a very detailed scenario where you might be able to have a couple different objectives at both of the different platforms. Maybe there's an alien, an outpost sort of somewhat near here. But yes, an incredible amount of detail. So we have this little spherical sort of like dome creation that holds a bunch of the different half completed, and some of them are actually fully completed ships that you can either work on, or just a little bit of a backdrop so you can work on your own ship right here and have a little bit of a setting to get yourself fully immersed in this survival scenario. So as you can see, we got a couple different ships here. Another very impressive creation, and the first time I saw this, I don't know why this impressed me so much, but we have a ladder. Look at this, you guys. Look at this. You can push the... Oh, no. That's actually never happened to me before. I pushed over the ladder. But yeah, so we can jump up here, get in the ship, and actually use the ladder. So a very role-friendly, sort of just an immersive survival type ladder we have going on right here. So along with all these different small ships, some very nicely designed ships as well. So as you can see, we have a couple different fighters. They're all sort of a fighter type of a role. But yeah, just very impressive color design on these ships as well. Got connectors that convey all the cargo you might need into the main cargo containers, which you can access through these little rooms right here, these little compartment commander type sections. And as you can see here, we have a giant ship that sort of takes prominence in the middle of this spherical type of workman type area. So we go in here, a pretty nicely designed ship. So all of these ships are sort of half complete, so you could take it onto yourself to actually complete these ships. Maybe finish some thrusters, finish some of the different just welding that you need to do. You see some blast door blocks up here, along with a little bit of weld work you might need to do. Let's go up into the cockpit area of the ship. So yes, a very large, very beautiful type of design here. God, this place just looks so awesome. So as I was saying, sort of an impressive scenario if you could put this together. As it is right now, it is not a scenario, it is just a world. But now that Space Engineers is sort of leaning more towards scenarios, I could see something like this becoming very popular. So you could have a couple different missions. Let's say you have a ship that starts right here, you need to repair, maybe transport it to a different settlement that's on the Mars type planet. Or maybe just sort of like a pirate adventure of some kind. So you need to rebuild one of these fighters and actually destroy a sort of a, you know, either a pirate outpost or somewhat of a like a cargo transfer kind of a ring. So yes, several different ships we have here, all connected to these conveyors that convey to the rest of the outpost cargo access. So yes, a very, very immense amount of detail put into these ships and put into the station itself. Another thing I'd like to point out is the amount of lighting that is in these little spherical kind of dome creations. It looks just incredible at nighttime, you guys. So just a lot of light, a very nice utilization of the new sort of lighting textures. The first time I saw it, it actually almost took my breath away. It was so beautiful, you guys. So just incredibly satisfying lighting at this place. We have little, sort of like a small cargo transporter. As I said, you guys, just an incredible amount of detail put into these little small workman type vehicles. So there's like there's like trolleys and like transporting vehicles, and just I don't know why it excites me so much to see little small vehicles of this nature, but it really does, you guys. So as you can see, just a lot of room to work around with in here. For some reason, I want one of my friends to get on here. I just want to push them around on one of the forklifts. I have no idea. I have no idea why this is making me so excited, but it is, you guys. So let's go in here. We're about to check out the rest of the ships here in a second, but let's go to the command center and see what we're working with. We have some cryogenic chambers, some cargo containers. Don't know why these are on the floor here. Maybe these are some type of, like, some bunk beds of some kind. So we go up here to the top. All the different cargo access. Welcome to the bar, the big stone. Oh, we have a little katana. A little bit of a bar section over here. Look at this. This is where the bartender would sit. Oh, we are just knocking over chairs, you guys. Where's the bouncer? We have disorderly conduct going on. Oh, I'm just fucking everything up. So yes, just incredible amount of detail packed into this place. See, we have some different controls here. So yes, this would be the bar area. Some cargo access, some assemblers and refineries, also with some upgrade modules and another additional crowd chamber right there to the side. So refineries and assemblies, you guys, we have it all at this place. So if you wanted to set up a little bit of a survival scenario, you are fully capable of doing that. Along with some additional assemblers and upgrade modules right here. They also have grinders, so if you wanted to take one of your small little creations right here and actually push it into the grinders right here, you can grind down the components and maybe create some new components. So definitely an eco-friendly place we have going on here. Definitely recycling at its finest. So we have a couple of very different interesting ships. Look at this thing. Got a red light, sort of make it a little bit more detailed. Sort of like a camera of some kind. Makes it look sort of like a robotic creation. Look at these things. So I don't know I did not do this. So we have a little bit of, you know, there was something happened when these guys were trying to escape the station itself. As you can see, this person may have tried to take off. Oh, this is a ladder. So I guess a ladder sort of fell over onto this thing. So yes, this would be the first platform, you guys. We exit here. Let's close this door. Just lovely. I'm loving it. Welcome to landing platform B. So let's go to landing platform A. And underneath landing platform A, there is a sort of like an underground complex here. Construction. Still under construction. Let's open this up. So this is all underground underneath the... Looks like we even have access to the top here. Just incredible. This place is just jam-packed. Completely jam-packed. And look at this. It keeps going further down. Very nice sort of decision to incorporate some stone in here. Makes it look a little bit more natural. We're going to open up the hangars down here. Let's keep going further underground. So as the story goes, some people they chose to go further underground instead of abandoning the spaceport. And you can still hear their moans to this day. Or something along those lines. It just keeps going down. I've never seen this before, you guys, so I'm sort of trying to go through like a blind kind of a playthrough here. A couple different tug ships, sort of in need of some repair. Look at this, you guys. We are so far underground right now. Control zone 2. We have some interior turrets. Danger, no smoking. We are in the fuel center, so smoking would be a terrible idea. Oh my god. Such a beautiful place. What is this thing? Can we push it? God damn it, you guys. This place is awesome. The scenarios, just the survival just capabilities and the things that you know, just as far as your imagination can take you with this place, you guys. I mean, you're gonna need some imagination just to put together what these things might even be. Like half the things I'm looking at, I'm trying to like sort of explain to myself what they could be, but most of the time it's just like I have no idea. What is this thing? I don't know. I don't know, but I want to know. So we got another bit of a tow tug ship. Some cargo access along with a little bit of room to maybe put one of your buddies on here. Maybe a ship that is in need of repair of some kind. Alright. let's not smoke and let's go to the fuel center. I imagine to see some reactors in this place. We're taking this with us in case we need to get some fuel. Oh, we're burning out. You see, there's a little bit of a tire smoke right there. My God, you guys, this place is freaking awesome. I really didn't understand. Like, I knew this place was big, but I didn't understand it went so far underground. Fuel mask with combined filter. The lighting in this place is absolutely beautiful too. Just a very, very intense amount of lighting in this place. The fuel mine. 70% fuel pumps included. The system functions. Problems the fuel filter for. Look at this place. This looks like we're nearing the end of the underground complex. So very impressive, you guys. Alright, everybody. So it's becoming nighttime. Honestly, one of my favorite parts about the Spaceport TELOREYN is the amount of lighting that the creator decided to put in this place. So definitely turn your flashlights off and just walk around. Get a good feel for all the very, very impressive lighting and all the different ships that are scattered around this place. Honestly, you guys, one of the more detailed sort of, you know, like scenario cities that I've ever seen. Bar, Sandy Crater. We have another bar, so we checked out the Katina over there, another bar. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh yeah, we got some flashing lights in here. We were just talking about the lighting. We come in here to somewhat of a rave going on. Got a couple different seats. This could be our several different kegs, sort of small kegs. I'd like to see bigger kegs than that. But, you know, this is, if we can get any kegs at all, then I'll be happy with that. Looks like the bartender has his own separate area back there. So, yes, a couple different tables. All the tables are movable because, you know, it wouldn't be a bar if I couldn't just completely mess things up and get drunk and just fuck the bar up, basically. So I'm going to jump back here. Let's see what's back in this place. Okay, so the people that are working at the bar, they need a little bit of a social recreation room. So we got some cargo, some very uncomfortable looking beds, along with some cute computer for the Facebook, or as I call it, the Spacebook. Alright, you guys, that would be the bar. There are a couple more rooms that we need to check out before we check out the ship graveyard. So we've already checked out the emergency data center. Let's see, we have this secondary room right here. Secondary, sort of like workman area. Let's open up this door and let's check out platform A. So we've already checked out the underground tunnel below platform A. Something that I didn't even know was part of the game. Very, very impressive. Okay, so as you can see, this place is, you know, not as many ships. A little bit more room to work with. We have one ship in the middle, just like the last one, to take a little bit of prominence. See, sort of a cargo type vessel, completely packed with some various cargo needs, like the actual cargo containers, along with some seats in here. Very impressive. Very, very nice looking ships. Here's another little tow truck, yellow tow truck kind of design. Down here would be the underground little complex we were looking at before. Gosh darn it, you guys. So just the amount of detail packed into this place really lets you guys know how much work you can get done just by putting small placements of blocks in some random locations to really spice things up. And also to build these little creations that I don't know what service they really serve, but definitely adds in an extra level of detail. as I've been saying many times. So you guys, a very interesting place here. There's a couple more things we need to check out, but we're nearing the end of the video. It brings me to my final point is, do you guys enjoy sort of the server scenario type setup rather than just your random like open world, do whatever comes to your mind sort of scenario? So it's really like a question of like what we want to see happen to the game. So would you guys rather have just an open world, do whatever comes to your mind, you know, no missions, nothing like that? Or would you rather have, you know, certain scenarios that might have certain types of mission? Obviously you can take it, you know, it's all up to your imagination. So if the missions are over, you can just continue to play. But it's sort of just a question about what we'd like to see happen with this game. So is scenario something everybody would like to see happen? I mean, I'm honestly asking you, so if you guys have any strong feelings about this one way or the other, I'd like to see it in the comments. So would you like to see scenarios, or would you like to see just the original sort of Minecraft, you know, do whatever comes to your mind, you know, no rules, no objectives, just the objectives you really make for yourself? So it really sort of makes me think, like, what was this place? Was it some type of like a ship recycling center, or maybe it was just a place where you built ships, and these were all the ships that they either didn't have time to complete or ships that had been recycled here? I honestly don't know, but if you guys want to find out, there is a link in the description for paragraphs, or like almost a short story that has the full history of the Spaceport TELOREYN. So we are walking through the ship graveyard right now. Very eerie feeling. It is nighttime, so I'm feeling a little frightened. I'm feeling a little scared, you guys. So yeah, you guys, this makes me just so excited to play this game. Just the amount of detail that the creator packed into this place makes me extremely excited. It makes me just freaking ecstatic to continue playing this game, to see where the scenarios take us. As I said, the Keen Software House has sort of been leaning towards scenarios rather than just sort of like a randomized open world where you just do whatever comes to your mind and there really isn't an objective in mind. This place, there could be so many different objectives. So, you know, you can imagine maybe you'd start off in platform A, you'd have to complete maybe one of the ships that is, you know, sort of in a state of disrepair down here, maybe this big ship, and then you could take it to, you know, just a neighboring pirate facility. Or there's just a wide variety of different scenarios and different missions that could be set up with this scenario, with this spaceport. So many different ships to check out, so many different ships to fix up, so many different ships to scrap down. So if you want to do a survival scenario, pretty much all you need is a welder and a grinder, and their components just laying everywhere. So like there shouldn't be any sort of component shortage. So many different like construction weird. I've been so hung up on all these different like workman type vehicles for this entire video. It's just, I don't know what it is about them. It just really makes me quite excited and quite happy to be seeing all these different little workman type things. So just incredible amount of detail, you guys. I'd like to thank you for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it by any means, please support the mod author, the station creator, in the description. I'm gonna have dreams about this place, you guys, because it is just so incredibly detailed. It's just like it is like a city. It is a scenario. So just it leaves me speechless, you guys. Just the amount of detail that's packed into this place, and the amount of liberties he took to just scatter all these different objects around the entire spaceport to just make it that much more detailed. Truly an incredible design, you guys. So once again, this is Luke the Duke, my friends, and we have finally hit 5,000 subscribers. I'd like to thank you for sitting through this whole episode and checking out this very impressive spaceport with me. And once again, you guys, this is Luke the Duke, and good night and good luck.